We, the media, experience it ourselves, our stories will have that much more impact and that much more will go across to our readers.
We can able to feel that we are in an alarming situation.
எதிர்காலத்தில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா என்ன பருவநிலை மாற்ற அகதிகள் அப்படிங்கிறதே வந்து
மிக அளவுக்கு அதிகமான காடுகள் வந்து அழிக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது.
Increase in temperature, the crop duration might get reduced by 4 to 5 days.
ஒரு climate changeன்றது புதுசு கிடையாது.
People will not be able to act on what scientists tell them because the media is the conduit which takes science to the public. So it contributes to public understanding of science.
The responsibility as well as the challenge lies really with vernacular media.
I have written say it. I have written Seth. I'm a senior associate editor with the Business Standard newspaper in Delhi. Invited him to a speech today, primarily focusing on climate change and what we're seeing with climate change. Most of us are aware that climate change is causing changes to our atmospheric temperatures, therefore consequently also changing the way the natural systems engage with human society. These are causing great impacts in different ways. Particularly in Tamil Nadu, it impacts the agriculture, the urban areas as well as the fisheries much as the mountainous areas of the state. These studies have been conducted specifically on Tamil Nadu, showing that the agrarian economy is already being impacted by climate change and will be impacted further on if temperatures are not maintained within safe boundaries by the end of the century. Some of the impacts that we've seen recorded already are on the rice agricultural systems, on fisheries and on mountainous areas, plus changes in the riverine systems. These are evident already and scientists predict that these will increase. Some of these have been captured well by media without even referring to the subject as climate change. The change in drought patterns, the recent Chennai floods, these all have been referenced in context to climate change once or the other. But more or less, largely the media in India and particularly in Tamil Nadu, the vernacular press tends to cover these subjects more out of immediate concern rather than looking at long-term trends. That's a challenge for most journalists across the country and in other developing countries, similarly in Tamil Nadu, that you need to cover these subjects while keeping the immediate impact in mind. At the same time, being mindful of what are the changes that are coming as part of a larger trend. It's difficult to do so because it requires converting science into something that common people can understand and relate with. The scientific terminology is difficult. It's also an emerging field where even journalists and scientists are trying to fathom how to convey these things better to people when they have immediate concerns to be bothered about, such as plain livelihood to begin with. The vernacular press, from what little I understand of Tamil Nadu's vernacular press, the little that I've heard and talked about because I can't read Tamil, is that they do cover these things in detail at a sharper level, and this is a trend that we've seen across the country, that vernacular press tends to cover issues which are more connected to people than national media, what we call as national media in Delhi or Bombay or other large places. Very often those news are not reflected as impacting environment or climate change, but they do relate to environment and climate change far more dramatically than most of the coverage in national media. I think a large reason why this happens is that the resources available with vernacular press are far less as compared to media based out of Delhi and other large stations. They do not have the wherewithal to be able to reach to scientists, the institutions, to gather the large information that is required to contextualize their stories. But clearly, I think the heart and hub of what is good media lies in making vernacular press do their thing much better than they do at the moment. The national media or Delhi media can only do this to a certain extent, but the responsibility as well as the challenge lies really with vernacular media in covering these things and an institution like Madurai University helping them and do it better. Couple of things that I have noticed and I think is peculiar in some ways to Tamil Nadu, also brings new challenges and new ways of reporting the fact that Tamil Nadu is in a sense an advanced economy as compared to other states. It does have large welfare programs which in climate change jargon would be called adapting to climate change. They do it well and they have progressed compared to other states better. Journalists, especially vernacular journalists who cover these issues which are generally termed as rural development, development activity, etc.,
need to also understand that the importance of these issues will increase with climate change, and they would need to focus more and more empathetically on these areas. I wish them well.
Action on climate change happens on two fronts. One is in climate jargon referred to as mitigation, the other is referred to as adaptation. Mitigation implies reducing the amount of carbon emissions in the atmosphere to reduce the impacts of climate change in future. Adaptation refers to managing the built-up area as well as other systems to adapt to whatever inevitable climate change that will happen because of existing levels of emissions in the atmosphere. In Tamil Nadu's case, because it is an industrialized state in relative terms, it will require action on both fronts to address climate change. It has industrial zones which will need to clean up its act. It has large industries which will need to become more efficient to reduce emissions. At the same time, there will be climate change occurrences and impacts which Tamil Nadu will have to face regardless of what it does or the world does to address the issue of emissions. To that, it needs to adapt itself. It needs to build what is referred to as resilience in its systems, have early warning systems in place which are able to predict changes that are happening or climatic events which can cause disasters. The recent Chennai floods is an example again of how a city, a built-up area can or cannot adopt or adapt to natural calamities of the size that we've not seen before. It's a once in 100 years level of flooding that we've seen in Chennai this year. Scientists suggest it could only get worse in coming years if temperatures aren't controlled. In that case, the challenge for the government largely lies in making sure people have early warnings of these things, that the disaster management systems are put in place to manage these issues when they arise, not only in urban area but even in rural India. Concerns like crop insurance, building new kind of seed bases, building new kind of agriculture systems that adapt to changes in the regional atmospheric and ecological concerns need to be addressed. For journalists, the challenge is to make sure the government does this. Traditionally, we've been slow as journalists to anyway be able to tap the government and keep a check on them, whether they've provided enough safety resources for the society. In coming years, this will only get tougher. The needs will be higher, and therefore the pressure on media and journalists in particular in the vernacular press to understand what are the requirements of villages which face adaptation challenges and what the government is doing so far through its welfare schemes and other management systems to address these challenges. I think the challenge really lies with the vernacular press and not the national press to both get the conversation going between the communities and the government, as well as push the government to do more and more as compared to previous years. I think the question of how media reports sensitive to the issues and concerns of gender is not true just for climate change reporting or environmental reporting, but at large. It cannot be based on just what the government tells us or the scientific institutions ask us. Activism in asking leading questions, in pushing the government, the scientific communities and the others to answer questions that they're not answering at the moment is essentially part of our jobs as journalists at the moment. In classical terms, activism has been seen as slightly distant from journalism and people have suggested that it should be separated. But I think cutting-edge journalism traditionally has been slightly activist in nature. It has pushed the frontiers of what are the right questions a society must ask of its government and of itself. I think that role will need to be played more, not in concerns of just gender and environment, but everything in coming years.